This will be a demonstration of the analyzer within the WebEx Contact Center environment. To get to the analyzer, go to the toolbox home, then scroll down until you see the Rick Barrows card, copy his username, and click on Management Portal. Paste that in, and then paste in the password as well. And this will get you into the Management Portal, where you can then expand out to see all of the options within here. And this is how you get to the analyzer, through the Reporting and Analytics link. And since you're already logged in as Rick Barrows, we can see that we're now logged right into the analyzer as Rick Barrows. The first thing you see is a general dashboard showing a little bit of information about the contact center. Here on the top, we can see total agent activity records and total agent session records. And I can click on the more details on either of these to see the daily, weekly, and monthly numbers that add up to the total numbers up in the right-hand corner. And the same thing with the two reports down on the bottom, showing total customer activity records and total customer session records. But to get to the main part of the analyzer, you can click on this right here to see the visualizations as well as the dashboards. Now I'm going to switch to a PowerPoint really quick just to show you how many dashboards and visualizations there are. As of early 2021, this was a list of dashboards that are built right into the analyzer and ready to go. You can see that there are folders with subfolders and even sub-subfolders underneath those, and there are a ton of different dashboards that are available to you to have a look at. And we'll only look at a couple of these just to give you an idea of how to look at these. But you should spend quite a bit more time having a look around to get yourself familiar with the dashboards if this is something that you need to show quite often. Looking down at the visualizations, you can see that this is page 1 of 3. There are a lot of visualizations. And again, they're built as folders and subfolders. Under stock reports, there are business metrics folders, historical reports, auxiliary reports, and all of the visualizations / reports underneath them. And there are also multimedia reports and real-time reports for agents in the general contact center overview, as well as real-time visualizations for multimedia. So again, there are clearly a ton of reports and visualizations in this, but we're just going to look at a couple of these just to give you a feel of how to work with the analyzer. But you should spend more time with these to get much more familiar with them. First, we'll start off with the dashboards. And to give yourself more room, I'm going to click on this again to minimize the left-hand side. And you can see the folders that were built in here. And I'll go ahead and click on the stock reports. And we can see the subfolders underneath the folders. And again, many of these folders have folders underneath them. So it definitely behooves you to have a look around and see what's available to you. The first dashboard we'll have a look at is under the business metrics. And it's the abandoned contacts dashboard. I can get to it one of two ways. I can either just double click right on this card right here, or I can click on the ellipsis and click on the run. And I can also look at the details of this dashboard by clicking on the details button. But let's go ahead and have a look at the dashboard. So as you can see, dashboards are a mashup of a number of different visualizations that are built within the analyzer itself. And these mashups can give you a lot of information that all support a specific theme, like in this case, abandoned contacts. We can see here the total abandoned contacts and then the abandoned contacts broken out by channel, the abandonment reasons and what the leading abandonment percentage is, information about callbacks and renewed chat rates. And now we get into some chart formats. So we can see a Sankey chart here showing that for all of the contacts, what the path that they took through our contact center, through the IVR, through the AI. And if you'd like to see this larger, you can just click this launch button right here, and that will bring it out into a separate browser tab, making it so that we can see a very dense dashboard a lot clearer. So we can see the number of inbound contacts that went through the IVR, and then what the numbers were associated with the path that they were taken, and what their path was from there. And we can follow it right down to the end until we get right to the agents. So this is a nice visualization that gives us a lot of information about the journey that the customers have taken through the contact center itself. And here we see a contacts trend visualization built into the dashboard. And again, I'll expand that out. So I can see via the legend what is exactly reported on this: chat abandoned contacts and chat handled contacts, email and telephony. And I can actually go ahead and click on these to get rid of any of these that I don't want to see. So in this case now, I can see just the chat handled contacts versus the chat abandoned contacts. And when I move my mouse up into the screen, moving the mouse over any of the data points will give you information about that data point itself. Coming back to this abandoned contacts dashboard, there's more information down below that I can scroll down and see. And again, you can see that there are a number of different report styles depending on what made sense at the time to be able to represent that data. In some cases, a pie chart type of look, or line charts or bar charts, or even in this case here, a simple chart. And if you notice the scroll bar here, that means that there's more information off the screen that you can scroll over and see. And one more point about this is that you can change the reference time frame right here, perhaps changing this over to a yearly view and looking at it on a monthly basis. And you can see how all of the data was updated to represent the new time frames I needed to see. So let's close this out and go ahead and look at one more dashboard. This time we'll look under Stock Reports and Historical Reports. And we can see there's a subfolder here. So I'll look for the Agent Reports. And in this case, I want to see the Agent Historical Dashboard. So again, a double click can open this up. And we can see the visualizations that make up this Agent Historical Dashboard. But we can see a couple more filters were added up here. So perhaps I'll want to take a look at a yearly basis. And I want to look specifically for the agent associated with my demonstration ID, which is 1121. And I could have also selected the channel types if I wanted to, perhaps just selecting the chat or the email, etc., etc. And again, as you can see on the bottom, there's another chart provided here, and this one has a lot of information associated with it. So as I scroll across with the scroll bar, you can see that you could stop and have a look at any of this information associated with this agent, as it's all represented within this chart. So those are the dashboards. Again, dashboards are a mashup of multiple visualizations, and you should spend some time in there to have a look. Again, we only looked at the abandoned contacts and the agent historical dashboard, but there are a lot of dashboards built right into the system. Next, we'll have a quick look at visualizations themselves. Clicking on the visualization and shrinking this, let's again have a look under Stock Reports, Historical Reports, Agent Reports, and we can see all of the different visualizations that are underneath the Agent Reports folder within the Historical Reports. We'll click on the Stock Reports and the Historical Reports in the Contact Center Overview, and we can see the visualizations within the Contact Center Overview folder. And first we'll have a look at the average service level card, again by double clicking on it or using the ellipsis. And we can see the output format of this particular visualization, which is showing us the average service level as well as the individual service levels on the different media types that our customers might connect to us with. So this is a visualization that might look fantastic on a dashboard along with other relevant information associated with the contact center as an overview. So we'll close this one and let's have a look at one more. We'll have a look at the team details. And as we can see, this one here is a chart format with other information available as I scroll to the right and more information as we scroll down the page as well. And if needed, you could export the data as an Excel file or in CSV format as well, if you need to do that. So let's have a look at one more under the real-time. So we'll click on Stock Reports, Real-Time Reports folder, My Team and Q Stats, and the Team Stats Real-Time card. So you can see that you can get both historical and real-time data represented within these visualizations. And again, bringing up this PowerPoint and looking down at the visualizations, there are a ton of different visualizations built right into the system, with a folder full of a number of different business metrics visualizations, historical reports on agents, and auxiliary reports, and callback reports, contact center overviews and license usage, as well as 2 more pages, as you can see here, of reports, giving you everything that you might need from the multimedia side, team and queue statistics, agent reports, contact center overviews, both from a real-time as well as a historical, and also covering multimedia. So hopefully this gave you a good quick overview of the analyzer and the things that you can show around the visualizations and the dashboards. Thank you.